There were many defining moments in the 1960s.
Youths march in the streets of the nation's capital.
Civil rights, the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam, and the assassination of an American president.
A shocked nation weeps.
And at the center of it all was the United Nations.
Civil rights leader Martin Luther King leads the procession to the United Nations.
But a few hundred yards away, a refuge of faith and peace, the Church Center for the United Nations. Its very foundation built on the optimism of visionary Methodists.
So we're at the southwest corner of 44th and 1st Avenues, and you'll see that the Church Center is here on 1st Avenue, the southwest corner, and on the southeast corner is the UN. And so we're directly across the street from 1st Avenue. That's international territory. This is New York.
As the cement was setting on the Secretariat building, Methodists dreamed of a place nearby where they could organize to influence the work of the United Nations. Land became available on the site of an old barber shop.
Everything was in place to grab it, but it was still a huge economic risk at that time.
The Women's Division wrote the $500,000 check for the piece of land, and plans for an ecumenical peace center took flight.
It wasn't United Methodist Women by ourselves. We were working with the rest of the church to make sure that this happened.
If you can imagine 50 years ago, women who are thinking, we want to purchase this space because there are people around, other non-governmental organizations or NGOs, doing this work all over the city, and they're everywhere. And we need to come together. We need to be in one place if we're going to sort of bring civil society together.
It was a bold move, placed the Methodist Church and its ecumenical and interfaith partners smack dab in the middle of the fray. In September 1963, the opening of the 12-story building was celebrated before an unprecedented crowd.
This entire avenue was actually closed down. There were 1,000 chairs on 1st Avenue, which has never been able to be done since.
Well, the importance of CCUN has not diminished with years because, each century brings its own problems and challenges.
Today, United Methodist Women uses the building to build on its many programs that advocate for women, children, and youth around the world. And they often partner with other tenants who share a like-minded vision. It is here where policy is discussed and honed, and people are equipped.
We bring together women who are already engaging in social action, as well as women who are really interested in developing further skills, as well as learning how to be leaders in various sort of fields in our society.
And then it gives us much more clout and influence at the United Nations, which is across the street.
Today, the Church Center for the United Nations serves as a faithful eye watching over the work of the UN. In fact, this unique mosaic visible from the facade is designed to represent the all-seeing eye of God. The glass and cement sculpture is a jewel in the otherwise unremarkable architecture. Inside the Tillman Chapel, the view is even more magnificent.
The eye, of course, looks over at the United Nations, and you see the people that that have their hands over the eye that watches the world, and that we are the dream keepers and makers. So we're here in this space to get fortified and spiritually strengthened, to go across the street to do the work of justice.
United Methodist Women now own and operate the building. While it stands in the shadow of the United Nations, it is by no means a wallflower with a pretty address. In its simplest form, it is a place of hospitality.
There's a space that is here for people to come and pray. People come in from across the street at the UN on their lunch hour just to pray.
So as any realtor will tell you, it's location, location, location. And UMW's Church Center for the United Nations has the address to prove it.
It's a place of gestation, I guess, a place where we learn an awful lot about the world around us.